Hello, welcome back to another Super Oedipus ranked video. Now you may think this is the first video. It's not, it's the second video, but we didn't win. We lost in one and thus we did not win at all. Although really I think we won because we learnt more about the weekly. We learnt something about ourselves. Maybe, subconsciously. Don't ask these questions. Okay. Get me an ant, freeze me an egg, roll me once, and call me this evening. Discombobulated is always a funny word. Whenever you hear it, you think of the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock clip. Which, by the way, I have not seen the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock. I'm not a TV show guy necessarily, but in my book, the Robert Downey Jr. version is just better. Now, that is an unfounded and uneducated opinion that I will not defend with logic or reason, because I have not seen the other piece of media to counter that effect. Now, what are you cooking, brother? You should have bought 2 of those. You should not have bought 1 of those and bought the second one on top of it. My 2 cents, my 2 cents. Okay, well, seeing as we don't need to win this one, I'm gonna go ahead and do a bit of this, and hopefully we can get a good pet in the bottom left upon leveling to really get this thing going. Now, the ideal outcome is rabbit in the left corner of the level up reward and worm over here, such that there is no loss of momentum and we are in a perfect winning condition. A pill would also be appreciated to get rid of this ant immediately if it doesn't show up as a pair in the shop, ready to be leveled, of course. I'm forgiving if you want to be leveled, but if you're not going to be leveled, then, you know, don't get me twisted in that sense. We even nearly had that one. So, fair game. Let's run this first. Okay, well, you gave me half the equation, to be honest with you. And that's a half I'll gladly accept in this manner. And I'll put you there. Question is, what next? No pineapple means no future for a mosquito. Even with a pineapple, it's not really a future for a mosquito, but I would have generously accepted it regardless. Oh, buy this, because I did say, to be clear, I did say that I would be accepting of it, and I think I would roll for something better. This is actually a high value pick of a snail, because we lost without losing, essentially, and so we get the benefit of having a snail effect, but without the snail consequences, if you want to put it that way. I think freezing an apple is reasonable. We're looking for a worm. And we're looking for a peacock or a jellyfish. Either of those things, both of them, maybe overkill. Now, last time I ran this, we were facing peacocks all day, every day. And leveling the peacock was a major boon. Happy to draw, honestly. Happy to just be treading water. Level. Tricky position to be in. Now, the snail has to go, obviously. It was a temporary pet to begin with. Well, I don't mind scaling a weasel. But I would definitely rather scale a peacock than a weasel. Now, if it's a question of order, I think we have to stick with what we know and run it this way. Next time we get access to much better foods than an apple, so I'm not gonna bore you with an apple as my targeted food. Now, I'm not gonna level the mosquito either. If someone picked up a lemur, they would beat me this turn. 100%. Our team is very weak relative to where we could have been if we had optimized for now instead of later. But that's the thing about Super Auto Pets. It's not about winning the next round always. It's about winning the rounds that you don't know are going to happen, and yet you know they will come to pass. Words of wisdom, if I do say so myself. cooking time because we are going to cook. Okay, a lot of work there to essentially get very lucky and win, to be honest with you. Now, I'm very pissed off that you did not give me the free gold. And, you know, it's the kind of thing you have to deal with in this life. I think that's fine. We'll put you at the front now. I don't think I'm not going to run that. I would rather roll for something else. Now, you've given me too much garlic. 1 garlic is fine. 2 garlic, like, am I really gonna get 2 garlic? Give me a salad bowl, thank you. Both of these guys seem reasonable, and I would like you to get buffed because I think that gives me a better chance. 3-5 is... There's something weird about super pets in this sense. I'm not sure what the like formula or like logic for this is, or if you could prove it somehow. Probably, right? It's just all numbers at the end of the day. Let me waffle at this 20-second timer. Maybe I'll just press enter and let the battle play on. But like a 1-5 is not the linear change from a 1-5 to a 3-7 does not reflect the exponential benefit that you gain. Happy to trade that out, to be honest with you. You messed up my order, and for that I will punish you. Kind of. Freeze me a worm. Freeze me to a worm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I would buy the stats. I would freeze a pill for the future, but it's not exactly a pill to be spent now. Or definitely level a weasel. That seems like an obvious choice. You're gonna let me level the weasel for free, brother? I mean, you're a kind man, kinder than me. Because I wouldn't have given myself that opportunity. Well, I would have given myself, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have given someone else the opportunity. You get my point. Cockatoo and level up to buff an ant, huh? +2/+2 on an ant. Not bad for the turn you've got it. Now, I don't know about the rest of it, but I think we lost to perhaps the only team we could have lost to in that environment. I don't see us losing to any other team, and I'm going to stake my claim as it is, because we're leveling a weasel, which means our momentum is very, very nice. It essentially means the apple that we're going to be spending on is free. You almost beat me with a worse team, so I'll give you credit. Your positioning was kind of circumstantially fortunate. Now, you gotta go. I accept that. Give me a level on you. A seal just seems like the obvious choice once we stop buffing you. So, put a seal down. We're gonna have extra gold, so I don't think freezing a 2-cost apple is gonna hurt us that much. You're giving us a lot of room to work with here. A lot of room to work with, and I'm not sure how to think of it. I should put the weasel at the front. Or should I? I don't know if it makes the difference. We have garlic here now. All that garlic we were getting before, I would have loved to have it on the weasel now, but you know how it is. Can't say no to that kind of decision. Ooh, a lollipop on the peacock. You know what I'm saying? That seems like an actual... That seems like an actual good idea. A rare lollipop use that I find defensible, but we would need to be in a great position to do it. And we're almost there, okay? I don't know what you're cooking. Show me the sell value of those. Show me that. Now, you know? Okay. Thank you for the attack buff. You didn't have anything strong enough to take me out anyway, but it's good to have it when you have it. Okay, let's just spend that and we'll just make incremental upgrades to our team now that we have the freedom to do so. That extra gold from the weasel's coming in handy. For sure. This guy he's cooking. I don't think he's cooking. He's not got like a top tier dish here, but you know when you've got not much left in the pantry, but you want to eat something tasty regardless, so you get like instant noodles, and then you have like You have an egg left, so you just heat the egg quick style. You don't put any effort into really thinking about it because you're relying on the flavoring from the instant noodles. Then, you know, you're lucky to get any vegetables in there. But if you've got anything in the fridge that any leftover in the fridge, like this is it's the peak mid meal. Like, you know, when you're eating it, it's not like a cooked fine dining experience. It's not even as good as something you could cook, assuming you can. But instant noodles, you know, it's neither here nor there. But when you eat it, you're like, that hit the spot. Even though you know that if you had to eat that like a week, every day of the week, you would be like, okay, after the second time, this is no longer like my forte. You have a strong team there, and I'll give you respect for what you've created. You know what? A seal doesn't seem as beneficial to me now that I've... Okay. You should take a durian, because it seems to be all the rage nowadays. I'm thinking about getting rid of the seal. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Because we would rather have this. Just buff you. Put a freeze on that. Buy this, freeze that. We've got our whole life ahead of us and we're thriving, what can I say? I'm still not sold on the durian, but I think the durian is kind of like a, you know, it's like a back option. It's something you gotta think about, like, is there a skunk? If so, keep a skunk on your team and level it. Don't spend your gold on a durian. If there's no skunks, like this week, you might find yourself picking up a durian and winning. I see your logic. Praying mantis, fire ant. Double moose is hard to beat, but I think we can definitely match that kind of pace. To be frank with you, not the effect that I was hoping to see here. I would rather find something more impactful than a weasel, but if I have to roll thrice to do it, you know what? That's more impactful immediately. Take it while you see it. I'm just gonna buff you for now. Level 2, exactly what we needed in this position of the game. And a waffle. Now, I may be a bit waffle blind, I'm not used to keeping an eye on it, but we level you and we kind of, I think we might start having to buff the weasel after this point. Just to ensure that we're not completely out of it. Also, durian second slot is not exactly like the play. Now that I'm thinking about that kind of thing. Okay, we lose here. That's because we don't have a level 2 peacock yet, which would have given us the win otherwise. Okay, level you. I think I would spend all of these. So run it this way. Run it this way. Roll once just to see if there's anything better. Stake on you is not a bad idea. I think I would rather get the stake on you now and then just waffle next turn. If we're being honest with each other. Granted, we're in the top 3 already, so we're doing better than last time. I think this is like a good combination. We didn't get any level on worm or rabbit. And also we didn't have chocolate because we've been freezing and stocking up our shop over this side. Which is partially intentional and partially like, you know, the way our run went. We didn't end up fishing for... I'm saying as if it's over. We have a chance still, but... it's not as clear cut as it was. You know? As it was. I fancy myself like a undercover singer sometimes. Perfect, perfect. Okay, we're not out of it yet. The other guy, he might be simply better. Honestly, I think I'm past buying this apple, so the worm might have to go. I didn't want to say it, but it's true. So we're looking to replace the... Okay, well, I mean, if you're gonna push me... You know what? No. Put a sauropod on the squad, and then just keep going. And then just roll me. Solo bow. Honestly, we're looking for better. We're changing the game. Level 2 rabbit seems fair. Tomato seems an acceptable thing to buy. You know, we've gotten actually probably to the relative peak of this team. That's rough. That's rough. Without that exact way that things panned out, we wouldn't have gone down like that. That being said, I think time and place for everything. Chocolate here just seems obvious. No, we don't really have an alternative, but I would put a meat bone on you. Just to get something done, you know? This is probably goodbye. We beat this team though, actually, now that I think about it, so I think we survived one more. The problem is, the way that things are shaping out, we're not going to be able to draw or beat this guy. So we're not going to be able to come in second place, because this guy has one more life than us. That's just what it comes down to. And maybe leading with the durian is better now that the garlic is not so impactful. Okay, this guy, I don't know what he's cooking. We drew. That's terrible for us. We should have won, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. Just give me the stats now. We're very gold intensive today. We're using a lot of what we got. Let me think about this for a second. Let me think. Okay, we're going up against this guy. A lot of potential ideas, a lot of ideas that we could run with here. Just buy me the stats. You get to 50 and you take this. And be happy with what you've produced and pray that it's of value. Pray. I think we lose here. The fact that we don't go 1-for-1 on the front end is very, very painful there. That leads us to a loss. We were doomed to a third place anyway because of the way that the live shaped out, but honestly, I'm proud of the team we produced. I think we've got a lot of good ideas here. Anyway, it's been Backpaper. If you did enjoy the video, if you did, like, comment, subscribe, etc. I have interaction, hope to see you with them, and yeah, enjoy.